play of the game from way down.
1, 2, silence. Rainer getting absolutely
A team wipe.
The living bomb's going.
Oh my goodness, the ring. Bob Stastinko gonna find Rainer.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Nexus Gaming series. It's late night Heroes of the Storm here in Division C West. I'm your host, Arrow. I'm joined by the one and only Alpha. I'll say hello, Alpha, and also Alice. So there you go. So that's enough out of you. Chill, relax. Hey, we're cool. And all right, there you go. She just doesn't like me saying her name. So anyways, we're gonna see a game tonight between Team Rainbow Strike Go and Piecemeal. And I just need a second here. I'm trying to get everybody onto the right side. That's gonna go there. How y'all doing tonight? It's late night, 11:30 on the East Coast. Hey, Lulu. See, Alpha, they're calling out for you. Don't worry, Alice. They're calling for you too. I'm sure. All right, sorry, just got a little bit of a delay getting started. One of the captains is relatively new here, so had to make sure we kind of went through all the details there. And let's see, take 2K8 and Robert. Twitch.tv/Arrow of the Storm. Silver and Halonite, team 1. Okay, so Silver Jackal to 2. Oh my goodness, these guys. Oh, this is gonna get awkward. Silver and Silver Jackal. So okay, so and then Halonite is going over for Texan. There we go. All right, I think we got it worked out. I think we got our teams on the correct side. And yes, I know that Alice is still missing. I've been checking every day. I'm sure that it will be coming soon. TM. May Silver. Band Captain. Set. And who wants Captain for right? Oh my goodness, who knew that casting was so much work? Take 2K8. And who's the last one here? I got Odd Thought, I got Dark Knight, Silver Jackal, Dark, set Captain. All right, I think the teams are all set and ready to go here. Let's take a quick peek at the maps. Our selections tonight, our bans here, were on the from the left here on Team Rainbow Strike Go. We have Infernal Shrines and Towers of Doom. On the right, for Piecemeal, the bans were on Cursed Hollow and Baraxis Holdout. Now, Volskaya Foundry is going to be our first map, and it's selected by Piecemeal. So there you go. And you know what? Let's take a look at our standings. What are standings looking like here for these teams? Well, we've got... There it is. So we've got Piecemeal currently sitting at number 2 with 5 points. And we have Team Rainbow Strike Go currently sitting with 0 points. But that's okay. This could be their night. Team 2 is ready to go. And Team 1 is ready to go. All right. And you know what? I tell you what. I will... I'll see if I can get Alice on stream here in a bit when we are maybe done with the game. I'll see if she's interested in coming up here. Alice definitely likes coming up. She likes to be on the... she's... not so much a lapdog. Al, the biggest, definitely a lapdog. Alpha, lapdog. Alice just likes to be held. She's a hugger. She likes to be right up here. Right up here. You can't see where I was. Right at the chests. Zoloth coming in, shouting out the Piecemeal. Piecemeal got some friends out there. Red, it's good to see you. Sparhawk, glad you could join us tonight. As our first ban here, going over to Team Rainbow Strike Go. Let's see what we got. What are we gonna see tonight out of C West? Late night heights. It's gonna be the Kael'thas. If you were gonna make a bet on a hero that would be banned, Kael'thas is a good safe bet. I think Johanna's another good safe bet. This is Volskaya Foundry. Stukov would be a good one. Sylvanas. Junkrat. Surprised we didn't see any Junkrat tonight, now that I think about it. Al on stream is very difficult to do because he doesn't stand up well. Alice stands up pretty well. Not so much Al. All right, there goes Anduin. Banduin. Gonna be the first ban here for Piecemeal. See if any of those other ones that I mentioned earlier, the Sylvanas, the Junkrat, the Stukov, Johanna. Oh, it's the little dino spinner. Probably should put myself over on that side, huh? Greymane instead going to be the ban coming out from Rainbow Strike Go. No Wolfman in this game. Man, I did set the camera, like, at a bad place, too. I wanted to show off the art a little bit better. I'll make some adjustments. It'll get better over time. I had to showcase this wonderful border that Murda has created for me. And Jaina gonna be the second ban here from Piecemeal. They don't give a crap about what I have to say the bans should be. And there's gonna be the Johanna, the first pickup for Rainbow Strike Go, looking for their first points so far this season. I believe they've only played one game, although Piecemeal has already played two? Yes, two. They played two last week. Their first game and then their first flex match, actually. I can't recall. I think they might have actually been the first team to do a flex match. And there's that Stukov along with the ETC, and that's a really solid, powerful combo with that mosh pit and silence. What's our response here? So, looking for some ways to interrupt a potential mosh pit. Maybe get some hero to go onto the back. So, the Blaze could potentially, if he goes into the new habits, Li Ming, definitely, with that wave of force. And Li Ming gets a lot of value here. Blaze can be in the off lane, I assume. they're not going to put Johanna in the off lane. So, yeah, so several ways that they can deal with that potential mosh pit from ETC. Some burst damage. Not yet any good way to get to the Stukov, so we'll see if they take something like a Zeratul or a Genji, Maiev, maybe even Akira. Right now, I don't think there's anything that's a direct threat to Akira, but I don't know that they have anybody that plays her. Akira's not a very commonly played hero in the Nexus, and Ana's going to be the third ban and the final ban here for Team Rainbow Strike Go. What's it going to be? Could it be like an Orphea? Orphea gets a lot of value here too, maybe even a Chromie. But it's going to be Lunara. And you know what? I seem to recall that Division C has a particular affinity for the Lunara. Lots of people loving on that Lunara hero. All right, so what are we pairing with this ETC? What mage are we gonna do? Orphea? Ooh, could we see a Mephisto? I could see Mephisto working pretty decently into that too. It's gonna be Hanzo. So Hanzo Imperious. So still being able to power slide, have that celestial charge. We also have the Hanzo Dragon Arrow to set it up. That being said, we could even see a Dragon Strike potentially with this matchup. Because we've got the control points. Nice easy area for Hanzo to throw down a Dragon Strike. Could look at that with the ETC Mosh Pit as well. Howling Knight going to round it out with the Tyrande. And once again, another interrupt here. Kingleberry going to bring that Rainer. So ultimately, a lot of heroes on the side of Rainbow Strike Go that can interrupt the Mosh Pit. And, you know, that really tells you how much value, how dangerous a Mosh Pit can be when your entire comp is pretty much, hey, so how do we make sure this doesn't happen? But it's going to be Kel'Thuzad, the mage, coming out. I like it. That is a dangerous combo. Getting that ETC, like, I don't even know. They may not even need to do Mosh Pit. They could potentially go stage dive and still have plenty of lockdown between a Dragon Arrow, a Celestial Charge, a Power Slide, a Stukov, you know, Lurking Arm, and all of that stuff. Just absolutely gets so much value once Kel'Thuzad gets stacked, get those chains on, get the root. Couple of follows in here. Tigerfish and Eric 2004 Forever. I guess 2004 Ever. Also the dude. So if you guys are still here, some of this was before our match tonight, then thank you very much. All right, getting into the game here. On the left, we've got Team Rainbow Strike Go. It's going to be the Li Ming, played by Kingleberry. Did I change that? Did I screw that up? I did that. Oh my goodness. Let's fix this. Who's playing Rainer? Is it Silver? Silver's playing Rainer. Let's do those pop-ups again. All right. People swapping around. So, Killerfry gonna be on the I think I even screwed that one up. Whatever. Robert gonna be played by the Blaze. Killerfry on the Johanna. Rainer's gonna be played by Silver. Howling Knight on the Tyrande, and Kingleberry on Li Ming. Over here to the right, we've got Piecemeal, Silver, Jackal on the Hanzo, Tech, Sam 2K8 on the KTZ. Odd Thought can be on that. Stukov, MJ Doom on the Imperious, and Dark Knight. Rounding it out with the ETC. All right, so Hanzo going into the target practice, so gonna get those big explosive arrows there. The Death and Decay build for Kel'Thuzad, so not instead avoiding the chains. Now I think Rainer's okay here. Yeah, that maybe if there was a power slide and if Silver Jackal had thrown out the scatter arrow, maybe gets him, but that's okay. We've got the Solarian's Fire at level 1 here, so additional slows, additional damage, pretty value there, especially on these control points. And both the turret camps are available here, but it's going to be Piecemeal heading over to theirs first, as the Soak being the priority right now for Rainbow Strike Go. What else we got? Ace in the Hole. Going to be trying to couple off of the slows from potentially Blaze, from the stuns with Tyrande, Rainer's own slows at level 7 potentially. It is going to be new habits, so looking for all those different ways that they can stop that mosh pit. Although really, new habits is just, I really like it. It's a great talent. And as we can see here, Blaze able to pick up this XP even though there's nobody in this lane. But a quick support camp pickup here by Piecemeal, thanks to their early fortification camp. And they knew, hey, you know what? I think we're ahead. We can probably go ahead and get this while Rainbow Strike goes getting their keep, or their fortification camp. And Kel'Thuzad sitting at 6 stacks here currently. Level 4 is available for both teams, and ETC going into that Rockstar, getting that additional movement speed. Speed medal. Laws of Hope going to be the pick for Johanna, as she wants that self-healing and the... what's this called? Force Armor. I always forget that ability. Force Armor for Li Ming. The only challenge with that, and there are certain mages where this is... it's really difficult to decide whether you want to take that that Force Armor. And Kel'Thuzad is one, Kael'thas is another, because they do little bits of damage and eat those stacks. So like you're not going to see Li Ming getting the Force Armor on, say, a Shadow Fisher. You're going to see it on the Death and Decay, or maybe even on the Chains. So we'll see how that turns out. It is going to be Meltdown for Blaze, so he's going to reduce the damage of those heroes. I really like this talent. This is, I think, a very underrated talent, especially with some of the other things that Blaze brings to the table. You know, Blaze doesn't do tons of damage without combustion, for sure, but he can just melt an enemy team's damage. So I did mention earlier, I didn't think it was going to be Johanna in the solo lane, but Johanna doing exactly that, catching up their XP here. 6 to 6 as Rainbow Strike out coming in, Jet Propulsion in, but the Celestial Charge going to catch the Blaze. Power Slide over. ETC and Imperius both fairly low, though, as the turret being used, and Piecemeal pulling back as they have all of their items, and they can go ahead and pull back and play safely on this. %61% here so far for Piecemeal, and level 7 actually picked up while on the point here for Rainbow Strike Go. Let's take a look at these. And Sukov using the silence just to make sure that the team's not going to come in. So now this is a dangerous place now for Rainbow Strike Go's. Level 7 is available for both teams. ETC going into that hammer on, looking for additional auto attack damage. And there's double turret and biotic emitter here for Piecemeal. Turret is available, so we're going to see Rainbow Strike Go head off to get that. But they don't have a whole lot of time here. They got to pick this up quickly. They're going to have to fight into that turret if they actually want to fight on this point. 20% left. They need to get the rest of this team up here and onto this point. Jet Propulsion in, hitting 3. Biotic emitter coming down. And the power slide onto Blaze. Blaze falling very low here. Needs to bop that Pyromania if he still has it. The oil coming out to slow the team, which is good. And the second turret dropped. Overtime procced here, but check it out. Dark Knight falling so low, but is going to be able to power slide out. The silence coming out. And both teams still, like, the front lines are just very low. Kingleberry looking for something. Does get the kill onto Imperius thanks to Raynor, but it's going to be Johanna falling next. ETC just right behind it. And there goes Kel'Thuzad as Kingleberry getting these resets, and Li Ming just going nuts. Can they get the kill onto the Hanzo? It doesn't look like it. A 4-for-1 trade coming out from Rainbow Strike Go into a very dangerous position, but doing well, getting the poke damage onto that front line, onto the ETC and Imperius, and ultimately securing themselves the first protector of this Volskaya Foundry game. Good point, Lazy Hydra. Makes sense. Get those globes. Yeah, seems reasonable. Not quite enough to get this tower down. It'll fall thanks to the minions, though, so that'll work out for them in the protector here. We got Jimmy and Li Ming, so all the damage sitting in the protector. That does leave the Tyrande a little bit exposed, so gonna have to be a little bit cautious there with Blaze's assistance, as the well gonna go down here. And level 10's picked up for Rainbow Strike Go as well. So Johanna is gathering that soak in the mid lane. Now, the one challenge here is the Protector is a hero, so you can chain off of it, and it's considered an unstoppable hero. So Tyrande is going to be the kill there, thanks to that long-range chain out of Kel'Thuzad. And level 10's here now as well on the side of Piecemeal. So with that kill onto Tyrande, there's not too much that Rainbow Strike Go can do. All right, what do we got? So it's going to be Frostblast. It is not going to be the Shadow Fisher. And Frostblast, you know what? I don't hate that. really helps again to set up these plays with the upgraded speed increasing so much faster. You can set up a dragon arrow, you can set up a mosh pit very quickly with that frost blast. Is it frost blast? That was it called? Yeah, frost blast. Yeah. And Rainbow Strike Go, this is aggressive. Johanna is coming up though. Imperius still in that bot lane. And there's the Frost Blast. ETC's very close here, looking to boot them out, maybe get this combustion coming out. ETC getting low, the big Dragon's Arrow. Here comes Celestial Charge, and there's a root underneath those heroes. This could be dangerous as the Biotic Emitter picked up and dropped immediately just to try to keep everybody alive. And so far it's working. Imperius gonna fall, and Stukov getting the jet propulsion, a big chain from Kel'Thuzad, but it's not enough to save the Stukov. So what do we got on these ultimates? Of course, the Wave of Force, we fully expected that once we saw the Mosh Pit. We've got the Blessed Shield Combustion. Hyperion coming out there as well, and the Shadow Stalk. Over here on the right, we've got the Dragon Arrow, the Angelic Armaments, Frost Blast, Mosh Pit, and the massive Shove. As Kel'Thuzad now getting that buyback with his level 4 phylactery talent, completing the globes. As Siege Camp going to be picked up here for Piecemeal. Level 13's now available for Rainbow Strike Go. You know, coming into this, you might have thought that they were maybe the underdog because of the way that the points and scores so far had showed, but they've only had that one match. And right now, they're looking strong. Imperius is coming up, so maybe looking for a flank, but knowing that Johanna's there, pulling back away. Good call on that. And it looks like they're going to push up this top lane here. Now, Reyna kind of watching this bush. Keep an eye out here. They don't have Johanna, so I don't expect them really to push in on this, especially with ETC coming in from behind. He is going to power slide on the Blaze. And could Li Ming fall here? Nope. She's just fine. Getting out of dodge. Celestial, or the Calderai Resistance, certainly going to help with that, getting that 20 spell armor. ETC now completing that Prog Rock, so he's going to have a little bit of extra healing, not only for himself, but also for his allies. Drink when. Oh, you know what? Mudge in the house, enjoying his evening after a couple of big wins. I don't blame you. I can neither encourage nor discourage. I mean, I suppose I could discourage, according to Twitch's rules. But I don't think I should encourage anybody to participate in any drinking games. But we're all adults here, so you do whatever the hell you want. Just make sure Mudge doesn't kill himself, huh? All right, 30% so far here. Teams are on equal footing as far as talents. Just a slight level advantage here over to the side of Rainbow Strike Go. Drink when Ming resets. Oh no, that sounds like a terrible idea. So Rainbow Strike Go pulled off. And it looks like they may be trying to bait this. But with somebody on the point, they're able to keep track of everybody and get in on this Biotic Emitter. Here comes the Pyro Frost Blast. Only hits the Blaze, so everything's fine there. Now, the Pyromania coming out from... no, I'm sorry, that was from Imperius, so never mind. Blaze in a lot of danger here, very far in by himself, and is going to get taken out. So, just going to see the pullback here from Rainbow Strike Go. Well executed on the side of Piecemeal to get that kill, to isolate and kill that Blaze. I mean, that's fair. I guess if people want to drink water shots, you know, you do you, guys. Yeah, we're all adults here. Have a good time. Have some fun. Technically, I suppose that depending on where you are in the world, just because you're an adult doesn't mean you can drink. Ah, there you go. Gotta love a Stukov shove kill. Yeah, no doubt, especially with the combustion going, right? I mean, that's like shoving out a diva bomb and then having it, you know, kill somebody. All right, well, turrets dropped here as level 16's available. And this is, I would have liked to see Piecemeal maybe pull off a little bit, but they're going to get the Protector, and ETC's going to jump right in. But Imperius going to be the first kill here. Li Ming and Johanna separated from the rest of the team, though, as Blaze getting stuck in that route. But that's it. They're out. They make it out. Got to be careful with that laser beam, though. Kingleberry falling to half already, getting the glove in the face. So many strong arms coming out from this team on the Piecemeal side. You know, let's showcase those talents again here. So Blaze taking the spell armor talent at 16. That's pretty nice, being able to reduce the damage coming in with that shield, but or I guess he reduces the damage from the spell armor and then gets a shield based on what he reduces. So there you go. And I think overall, like, that was pretty, honestly, that was pretty lucky of Piecemeal. I think that if Rainbow Strike Go stayed on that point just a little bit better, you know, instead of focus on the kills, I think that they not only get the kill onto Imperius, I think they also get, you know, maybe another kill or two. Here comes the pull onto Blaze, though, and he's going to fall. That's Silence making sure. By the way, he went all the way over here. Anyways, that Silence making sure that he can't pop that Pyromania to get out of the danger zone there. So Piecemeal really getting massive value out of this Protector, getting a kill, getting the level 16s, and now getting the full wall. Probably get this well at the very least, possibly even a kill onto the Rainer. It is going to be the kill on the Rainer, and Kingleberry going to be the next to fall on the Li Ming. No resets for you, says Dark Knight. And I expect to see them rotate up, grab this fortification camp. As they do. Right now, 8 kills to 6. Both of these teams very evenly matched in the kills department. But with 2 deaths currently, gonna get this biotic emitter here on the side of Piecemeal. Yeah, see, Mudge? Gotta learn how to play this Kel'Thuzad, man. These guys are knocking it out of the park with the heroic abilities getting the kills, whether it was Stukov arms or Frost blasts. So what do we got? Currently 1 turret, 1 biotic emitter. Anything on Hanzo? 2 turrets. So this will give them now 3 turrets on the side of Piecemeal. And you know what? I mean, I feel like the item advantage has been in favor of Piecemeal for most of the game, with the exception of 1 biotic emitter, I think. And yet, like, Team Rainbow Strike Go, generally speaking, has, other than that that bottom fort, which I was just a little aggressive on their positioning. Team Rainbow Strike Go has felt like they're, generally speaking, winning the fights even with the items. So I mean, it's still 3 turrets. That's still a lot to deal with, but they just don't feel like they're scared of that. And they're going to clear up the siege camp up here in the top lane. And they do have to be careful. Showing so many people up in the top gives them the potential for a keep wall here, but instead they're going to set up a bush kink. And we'll see if they scout this out. Johanna hopping right into the bush, says, bring it on.
I'm getting another terminal ready for you.
And now we come into control point C. 1 level to go before level 20s. Both teams pretty equal on the XP here. Johanna's going to go in. The weighted pustule missing the good night Rainer. And that's going to root the Blaze as well. And that's a very unfortunate death, but you know what? I think he'll be back up soon enough. This control point hadn't started yet. If you get a death while the control point's going, it's like for sure. Oh, but the Blaze is going to get in the mosh. They do get the silence, or interrupt rather here. Silence onto Blaze, so he cannot use that Pyromania to get out of this. Tries to at the end, but that's going to be a staggered death, and that all but assures that Piecemeal is going to get this bottom control point here. All right then, here you go. Sorry, had to adjust. I had a dog that decided she wants to sit behind me. So, you know what? You do what you gotta do. Still 30 seconds on Blaze, 8 seconds on the Rainer. And with this minion wave, 3 turrets. I mean, this is a solid push. We see all of the team of Team Rainbow Strike grow here in the mid lane. At the very least, they get the wall, but with level 20s, and, well, they can wait. They got the Protector coming. They can take a step back, meet up with their Protector, gather their minions here. They've got 3 turrets. For sure, this is a dead keep, but we do have some upgraded ultimates here. We got that upgraded Blessed Shield, the upgraded Combustion, the upgraded Wave of Force, Exterminator from Rainer. I mean, there's a lot of damage potential coming out here. Oh, but not if Rainer gets caught and stunned and silenced and taken out. Angelic Armaments with the upgrade coming out here, getting some shields onto the rest of the team. Rainer might be enough for them to finish out this game, although the Punisher is, or Protector rather, is about half health. We got the play of the game, and of course the upgraded Frost Blast here as well. We're going to check that out in a minute. But the core already lost its shielding. Jet Propulsion coming in, the big Lunar Flare, but Blaze is going to get taken absolutely nowhere. He's just fine. Never mind. We do have Death Metal here for the ETC as well, but there goes the core. What is this upgraded Frost Blast? Oh, right, the extra explosion. All right, so taking a look at the scores here. So 8 kills to 9. It felt like overall in that matchup that Team Rainbow Strike Go was able to coordinate some early game kills, but they didn't get a whole lot of capitalization on it. They ultimately lost 2 Protectors, I think. No, they got the first Protector. The second one they lost. I don't think they should have, but they lost it. But they didn't get a whole lot of value, because even in the top lane there, when they did get that Protector, they lost the Tyrande because of the Kel'Thuzad. Just because of the timing and everything. So, I mean, this is a really good game, but I felt like Piecemeal took advantage of more. They got the kill, they did something with it every time, and it felt like Rainbow Strike Go didn't have that opportunity usually. So, taking a look at the talents here, so we did highlight a lot of these. The only things we didn't really talk about was the Shooting Star, so getting those extra Lunar Flares. And then also the Push Comes to Shove. I didn't even know the name of this talent, but that's an awesome name. Let's see. Rainbow Strike Go wants first pick, so it's going to be map pick going over to Piecemeal. Yeah, I agree, Hydra. They definitely, like, when they coordinated, they did really well, but they had just a couple of times where, you know, the Blaze got picked off or the Rainer got picked off, and, you know, it's easy. Once one thing lands on the side of this Piecemeal comp, everything lands, and you just die. Because you can't even use a new habits, because you're stunned, and then by the time you get out of the stun, you're silenced. What do you do about that? Tomb of the Spider Queen is going to be the game. Tomb of the Spider Queen. All right. We're going to do just a short break while we get everybody set up for this next game on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back, everybody. Looks like we're just about ready to go here. So let's take a quick peek at our maps. So again, game number 1 there was on Volskaya Foundry, picked and won by Piecemeal. Game number 2 here is going to be on Tomb of the Spider Queen. It was selected by Piecemeal. Our bans from Team Rainbow Strike Go were on Infernal Shrines and Towers of Doom. And over there for Piecemeal, we had the bans onto Cursed Hollow and Brax's Holdout. So Tomb of the Spider Queen, quite a different map from the Volskaya Foundry. Quick rotations, gathering the resources for the turn-in, for the objective, and deaths tend to matter pretty significantly here. You know, you lose a hero, you potentially lose gems, which means that you may not be able to get the objective as easily. So Alice is passed out, so I'm gonna let her not have to worry about coming over here and chatting with me. Oh yeah, I should probably update my list, huh? So we're gonna see the Stukov ban. Love the Stukov ban. Stukov was on point with those silences 100% of the time. And if it was less than 100%, then it was enough to feel like 100%. So really good ban out of them here. And it only gets worse on a map like this. We saw Anduin and Jaina in the beginning, so I could see a Jaina ban again. It's going to be Johanna first, though. So the real question is, do they hate the Kel'Thuzad enough to ban it? Because I think Stukov and probably Kel'Thuzad were probably the two most oppressive in that game, but they're gonna go with the ETC, and I mean I don't disagree with that either. I mean ETC was value setting up plays, making it easier for the Kel'Thuzad, making it easier for the Imperious. Second ban coming out for Piecemeal. Still banning blondes, they say. Yep, there you go. We figured it out. We know what they're doing. First pick, gonna be Gul'dan. So Gul'dan's gonna help their rotations. Has fast wave clear, also gives the Horrify. We could see an Oriel pickup with Gul'dan. Oriel works well here with these narrow quarters. We could see a Diablo, especially with Johanna and ETC banned out. Diablo is a pretty decently high value. Garrosh and Kael'thas going to be the pickup here, as Garrosh is going to get the opportunity to throw into a gravity lapse. So if Silver Jackal is able to help lock those heroes down, then they pretty much just die. Greymane, a good whatchamacallit, counter for the Garrosh, bringing him down pretty quickly with that Curse Bullet. It's going to be a Nubrak, the tank here for Rainbow Strike Go. Nubrak falling a bit in the overall value category there. His shield took a bit of a hit, longer cooldown. His cocoon has a shorter duration, but it's still a lot of value. And Oriel going to be the ban for Piecemeal. They don't want to give the perma battery out of this Gul'dan. Third and final ban. You know, I wouldn't mind seeing a ban on somebody that does additional lockdown. Now, Thrall is the one that immediately comes to mind with the Garrosh. But it's going to be the Sylvanas. I mean, Sylvanas could certainly put out a lot of damage on a target that gets thrown as well, so On top of that, you've got the potential push value with the objective. You've got the ability to probably shred a Nubarak pretty quickly, I would think, because she does still do a lot of damage with her auto attacks, even aside from her other abilities. It's going to be Brightwing and Rexar. So this is a pretty small map for the Brightwing. I'm assuming that the Brightwing is there to help counter the Greymane dive, because right now there's not too much value that Brightwing brings, especially with like the Anubarak, the Gul'dan maybe. So we're gonna see a Lily and a Leoric. Lily, I'm thinking comfort pick, because at least right now there's not a whole lot of auto attackers on the side of Piecemeal. That could still change. Good call, Mudge. An Uther stun could certainly help with that, and they could actually run an Uther. Well, I was gonna say they can't run an Uther now. So Kerrigan's gonna be the final pickup here. Gonna be Tech Sam on that Kerrigan. And you know what? Let's get that poll going. Let me put that up here real quick. All right, there's a poll now showing in chat. Should be right up there, wherever it is, for who you think's gonna win. Do you think it's gonna be Team Rainbow Strike Go, or do you think it's gonna be Piecemeal? Vote in chat now. And let's see if I can get these all typed in before the game loads. Thought on the Brightwing, Dark Knight, Garrosh. Just in time. Perfect. Alrighty, so here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's game number 2 between Team Rainbow Strike Go and Piecemeal. Since we're on the right, we'll go ahead and introduce our team on the right here. Piecemeal, we got the Deathwing Brightwing skin. Pretty sure that Piecemeal already wins the game. Congratulations. Odd Thought's going to be on the Brightwing, Dark Knight on the Garrosh, Silver Jacqueline going to be playing the Kael'thas, Tech Sam on the Kerrigan, and Rexar going to be played by MJ Doom. It's Piecemeal on the right. And off to the left, we've got Team Rainbow Strike Go. Silver going to be playing the Gul'dan, Howlin' Knight going to be on the Lily, Robert on the Anubarak, Kingleberry going to be riding that Chihuahua on the Greymane. A little bit of dog-on-dog action, and Killer Fry on the Leoric. Did I just say that? Oh my goodness. Anubarak getting, I think, thrown in, did get stunned as well, and a lot of damage coming out, but able to burrow charge out of the problem there. Voting with my heart, not my brain. You know what? You do what you gotta do. Why don't we go ahead and bring it on back here, because we got to pause. Had lag, they say. We know when ready. Team Rainbow Strike Go coming in with the votes. 67%. Okay, they're ready. One team's ready. There we go, coming back into the game. All right, so we got Rexar versus Leoric in the bot lane. But in the mid here, again, watch for these throws as Garrosh is looking. They do get the gravity lapse. Oh no, did he just... Oh no, that was the Kerrigan pull. I was gonna say, did he just burrow charge into them? But the first kill of the game going over to Piecemeal, getting that kill onto the Anubarak. And this is a very scary comp here from Piecemeal. There's Gul'dan getting thrown, pulled into the Kerrigan combo. Good night. And this is, so I mentioned looking for that other, that additional lockdown, and Kerrigan, it's Kerrigan, right? I mean, yeah, so the Brightwing Polymorph helps, but the Kerrigan is going to really provide so much value into this team with the gravity laps, getting those, the additional damage out of the living bomb, and, I mean, even the Anubrak, if he gets thrown, very likely is going to die. So you're going to have to be really careful about that here. And Garrosh even potentially looking at doing this, as the Bruiser Camp was picked up here while waiting on the Anubrak to come back in. So XP sitting pretty similar here so far between these two teams. Checking in on the bot lane. So we do have the Misha falling very low. Leoric doing pretty decently into that. And Anubrak up here trying to hold for this team, making sure that they can't come through here, rotate in and get a pick. Although Garrosh is walking right past Anubrak, doesn't give a bug's booty. Hey, Tigerfish, happy to do so. Also, once again, if you weren't here earlier, appreciate the follow. Siege camp picked up here as well, so getting a lot of value out of these camps so far is Rainbow Strike Go. They're indomitably used by the Garrosh, making sure that they can't get that stun. And even with those 2 kills, Rainbow Strike Go slightly ahead in the XP here. Anubrak's going into that full shield build, so gonna get the extra movement speed anytime he mashes that W button. And I fully expect that W button to get mashed a lot with these throws. Dark Knight coming in. Didn't have to attack because he got the stall anyway. And if Rainbow Strike Go wants to be successful in this, they really have to pay attention to that Kerrigan combo, because the rest of it I think is potentially survivable. The Kerrigan combo is just going to melt them though. Dark Knight is going to make it out here with just a bit over 200 health, although the Kael'thas is also going to be just fine. Using that gravity lapse, able to just barely get out there. What other fun do we have in these talents here? Let's go check in on our bot lane between the Leoric and Misha here for just a moment. So doing pretty well in the bot lane here. Leoric able to pressure the Rexar, push up into that wall, and with the siege camp from earlier, able to get that tower down already. Nice stun coming out from Anubrak, making sure that the Garrosh cannot move in and get a throw here. But Anubrak, instead of going into the W at level 7, which is a cooldown reduction, instead takes the Burrow Charge range, I think. Oh no, it's the shield. Never mind. Burrow Charge shield. And we're getting turn-ins from both teams here, 36 and 41 so far. So getting pretty close. They both have enough to actually summon the Web Weavers. Misha chasing around the Anubrak here, trying to keep them zoned out. Anubrak might find themselves in danger here, but up in the top, Piecemeal able to get their turn-in first. All right, so Brightwing taking the Hyper Shift here at 1, giving the additional healing at 7, getting the shield as well as the vision. And at level 4 here, electing to go for Magic Spit. So that's going to reduce that Soothing Mist, which is going to help for like a Horrify or a Stun, but also gives the additional auto attack range. Got the Let's Go talent coming from Lily, getting that cleanse. But in the bot lane here, we've got a pretty decent push here between the Kael'thas, Kerrigan, and Kerrigan's going to pull in Leoric, but just barely miss landing the stun. That's good for Leoric, because that would have been an undead dead boy. A dead undead? Dead undead. Gul'dan sitting at 19 stacks of Echoed Corruption, so just under half. Mana Addict, 17 out of 20, so we'll be getting that shield relatively soon here, probably by the time that level 10 rolls around. What else do we got going on? We got the Hunter-Gatherer for Rhaegar. But with 46 gems, instead of getting the Bruiser Camp, we've got Rainbow Strike Go coming in because they realize that if Piecemeal's able to turn this in, and they'll have level 10s pretty much around that time, that's going to be a very bad moment for them. Now, Leoric here. Oh, Nubarak getting pulled in. Does get stunned, but able to walk away here. So Leoric currently sitting on 9. Not enough to get an objective entirely by himself, as Rexar rotating down to deal with that siege camp as well. Both teams now with the level 10, so it's going to be Emerald Wind for Brightwing. Ultralisk here for the Kerrigan. Garrosh taking that Warlord's challenge, looking for that big taunt. The Pyroblast coming out from Kael'thas, and you know what? We'll get back to you about Rexar. But on the other side, we've got the Entomb, the Cocoon, and Lily's going to get thrown. The taunt coming out, Polymorph coming out, Pyroblast now coming out. Lily trying to survive with the cups, is going to make it. That's a lot of ults coming out. Ultralisk was also used here. So 4 ults for 2. And blue team, Rainbow Strike Go, going to be able to get that turn in here. And they still have the bulk of their ultimates. So we've got the Entomb, Cocoon, I think I mentioned this here. Go for the Throat, Jug of 1,000 Cups, and the Horrify. There's a throw on to a Nubarak, but he's able to just get out of there. The combo down now from Kerrigan here. Garrosh looking pretty low as Kingleberry trying to dive in on the Greymane. Used that Go for the Throat. Didn't quite get the Garrosh down. But Gul'dan getting pulled by the Kerrigan combo is going to get gravity lapsed and goes down, but the 2 members falling. One of them, rather, because the other one's Garrosh. He doesn't care, but Kerrigan's going to go to the graveyard. So far, a 1-for-1 trade as this mid lane opening up for Rainbow Strike Go. As well as in the bot lane. Now, Misha falling pretty low thanks to that life drain coming out from Leoric. Lily's sitting pretty low on mana, so has to be a little bit careful here not to overextend. Gul'dan is coming back on to the map, and this upper web weaver gonna go down. Bottom, however, able to fully take out that fort. Now Brightwing here in the middle. Can they get this kill? They did get the stun, looking for this kill, and they get it. So Brightwing, the next hero to fall in this Tomb of the Spider Queen matchup here. Leoric gonna go ahead and get out of dodge, I think. Maybe, maybe not. Lily did full back because she was out of mana, so she had to go back. And you know, Leoric knows that they're here. I kind of wouldn't have been surprised to see them actually come in and just go for that boss. They're gonna get a double turn in here now with the Bruiser Camp coming up in the mid lane. That should by itself overall clear out the mid web weaver if left to its own devices. But so far here, top lane has a full, no longer a full minion wave here as Nubarak getting taunted. Ultimate's available on both sides, but the big gravity lap's gonna be in. Gul'dan, he's dead. Yep, he's out. Dark Knight falling low here. Garrosh gonna make it out with just such a small amount of health points again. Garrosh flirting with death over here non-stop this game, but able to survive so far unscathed. So just the 1-for-0 there on that kill onto the Gul'dan rather. Pyroblast coming in onto the Greymane. That should be... Never mind. Should have been a kill, I feel like. Must not have had any of their lockdown. Literally any of it. Literally any of it. But that's okay. Greymane survives. Mid fort down to about half, and they're looking for top now. But Garrosh is gonna go into the cocoon. We're gonna take out the tower here. Now, can they get this churn and burn? There's the, the Unstoppable coming out, but Garrosh rather stuck in between the 2 heavy lifters here of the team. Greymane's gonna try to go in, but is not gonna get the kill. But you know what? That is a big win anyways. That is Indomitable down for a bit here. They used the Emerald Wind, and they got the fort. So Team Rainbow Strike Go, pushing hard. Don't always have to get the kill if you can bait out resources. And you know what? They've already got 49 out of 60 gems, and they're going to turn in quite a few of those. A little bit over half on the turn. That said, Piecemeal already has their turn. Greymane is sitting on the Bruiser Camp right now, so we could see the reverse of what we just saw if Piecemeal is able to get a turn, which right now it's looking like Rexar is going to get that down below here. And the Bruiser Camp is coming in now. Level 15 on both sides here. And all the ultimates are up, so there you go. Now this camp is, it's push, like, I don't know. If I'm Gul'dan, I wait. Let the Web Weaver come out so that you can have the camp deal with it. In the meantime, up in the top here, Leoric gonna get the Entomb out onto Kerrigan. The Burrow Charge out from the Anubrak. Here comes the taunt. They're looking for this kill, the big Horrify. Holy cow, that was absolutely phenomenal. And Cocoon going out on the Garrosh, but Anubrak falling very low is going to be the first casualty, as level 16 now available here for Piecemeal. And as Mudge pointing out, let's take a look at what those gem counts look like here. They have another turn in right after this, so depending on how this fight goes, if they can get a kill or two, they could, you know, potentially see themselves with, you know, a boss turn combo if they get a kill or two here. They may not really be in a position to do that though. They are level 16s. Level 16s now available for Team Rainbow Strike Go. So I think we're just going to see a turn in. And it doesn't look like it's going to be contested. Indomitable use though, so that's actually a pretty good lockdown, or pretty good, you know, bait on that. But here come the Web Weavers once again. Now top lane very pushed out on the side of Piecemeal here, so this top lane is dangerous. They got to take this out quickly so the spider doesn't get the full keep rather. Now Greymane, oh Greymane making poor life choices possibly here as Nubrak coming in to save the day, but Greymane's going further, has 30 gems too, has to be very careful. And Garrosh is looking, he's got the boars coming in, so he's gonna have that slow. But Greymane able to make it out. Kerrigan's gonna get the combo out onto the Lily, but the Anubrak Cocoon gonna help to keep Lily alive. Jug's coming out as well. No, Greymane's gonna be fine, even with that Pyroblast. It's gonna do a lot of damage, but he'll make it out. Clearing out the minion wave though, so top lane gonna be the full wall. I think goes down here, although Gul'dan getting a lot of value. The Greymane is gonna get thrown in. Oh, the Entomb blocking Greymane out, and that was 30 gems. I don't know if they picked them up. I think they got some of them. Kerrigan very low here though. This full 5-man push now with Leoric, a little bit harder for them to push it. But no ultimates. No ultimates for either side. Taunt coming up very soon here as Gul'dan trying to clear out in the mid lane. That Web Weaver is just about to die, but all the action is in the top lane. Yeah, you know what, Mudge? I don't know how he got out of there. That was some pretty sick dance moves, if you ask me. Rainbow Strike Go does have enough for a turn in. Piecemeal, about half. Looks like they're going to go ahead and try to turn in what they can. They've got Brightwing up here to hold vision in the top here. And it looks like checking for the boss play. Are they going to go for this? I mean, they do see Rexar in the bot lane. This is ballsy. It might work. Piecemeal doesn't seem to be paying attention. They're a little bit late here. Cocoon going out onto Garrosh, so this is going to be a boss going over to Rainbow Strike Go. And if they can get this chain stun combo, a little bit late on it, but does get the stun out. Unstoppable used here. Can they get the kill onto Garrosh? They finally get the kill onto Garrosh. Now the Pyroblast coming out onto Leoric, but Leoric's probably just going to be fine. Anubrak, however, going to fall. The gems all over the ground, but they are going to get picked up here. So a 1-for-1 trade. The tanks down on either side. And it looks like that's going to give now Rainbow Strike Go the turn in. So this, I think this top keep goes down even if they just leave it, right? I mean, that's going to be, well, I don't know. That boss is melting pretty quickly. Never mind. So we're going to get the clear on the camp here in the mid, which is good. That gives them the web weavers all the way up to the fort. That'll clear itself out pretty easily by itself. So where does Rainbow Strike Go? Right now, it looks like they may be prioritizing the mid lane. Never mind, they're going to rotate down into the bot lane. So still no tank here for Rainbow Strike Go as level 20's on their way. We do see Garrosh coming back onto the map here. And top lane all nice and clear, so what I thought would be potentially keep was not even a little bit of damage. So, whatever. But level 19 is coming, a new Brack's coming, there's the level 20's coming. And the new Brack's gonna flank around from the side here. I'm not entirely sure what he's looking for. We've got a 5-man team here. Level 20 is now available on both sides. And I don't see anything that's really super surprising. The level 20 Pixie Dust upgrade Fairy Protector. So occasionally being able to put out that big burst of spell armor onto the entire team can certainly be of value. Now, Leoric is by himself here. He doesn't have that level 13 talent, and that could very well cost him as he's all by himself here. The throw's going to go out. There's the gravity lapse. Here comes the Kerrigan stun, and Leoric is going to fall. So 45 to 65 gems. I think that was you just stayed too long. Now, if he had the level 13 Wraithwalk upgrade, probably still stayed too long. But maybe he gets out. But probably not. And that's going to be Web Weavers here for the side of Piecemeal. Siege Camp in the bottom lane is going to help to counter that bottom lane at least. But they're not looking at bot lane. They're not even looking at the mid lane, which is going to meet halfway. Mid eventually will get keep, though, if Rainbow Strike Go doesn't play it well. In fact, this could be a game-winning Web Weaver if Rainbow Strike Go is not careful. There's a new Brack, throwing out some Impale, locking down the Misha here. Cocoon going out onto Garrosh, so need to see some value out of this. There's the Silence Entomb here, but so far nothing, as the new Brack's just going to fall here from the Pyroblast. But so does Garrosh, so a 1-for-1. Misha going down as well. That's a big value play from Rainbow Strike Go here, but they need to get over here and clear out this this mid keep. Probably leave somebody top to make sure that there's no sneaking, but it looks like that's not going to be the case as the Flame Strike's coming out here. Long range thanks to this flamethrower talent. And what could have been game ending turns out to be just a pause button. And I have to admit, I did not think they were going to get the Garrosh kill there. The Cocoon went out, the Silencing Entomb went out, and none of it really did anything. It was just everything that came after that, which ultimately cost Numerek his life. But they did get the counter kill. Oh, but here they come, looking for this invade. Good on Leoric to rotate into that, because he does have Entomb, and that could be an unfortunate moment for the Piecemeal squad if they try to come into that Entomb. 40 seconds on the boss, though. Pressure mounting in the top lane currently. But check it out, Web Weaver's coming up here for Team Rainbow Strike Go. Plenty of potential for either team. I mean, all forts are down. We're sitting on keeps. There's keep damage, at least on the walls for each of these teams. After this is a boss, potentially. It's available once these Web Weavers are done. Top Web Weaver, though, is so far back. And that's the real value play for them. We're going to see the Bush Gang. Now, they know they're here, right? I mean, they saw the minion wave. Garrosh walks right into it. Cocoon going out. I think they probably could have just focused on the stun and entombed him, but there come the boars, going to provide that root, and Garrosh is going to throw the Leoric and big stun, or taunt rather, onto two. Kingleberry getting value in onto the Kerrigan, but Silver's going to fall in the back here as Dark Knight may also fall, does in fact. But Killer Fry gonna pay for it, and there goes Kerrigan as well. So 2 for 2 so far on this fight. And Kingleberry gonna get the Pyroblast coming in here. There's no cups available, so Greymane's got to get out. Can Anubrak make it out as well? Looks like it. Now, top lane is about to go down here, but we did see in the mid keep falling as well. So plenty of pressure. 1 keep to 1 keep in this game. What a balance. These guys, like, Thanos couldn't possibly have asked for a game to be more balanced. All right, boss is up. Your Gul'dan's dead. Garrosh and Kerrigan are dead. There's not enough gems on either side, not even close. And we're gonna see the prioritization on the siege camp for Team Rainbow Strike Go. And I don't think that they want to go for the boss. I think that at best they want to bait it out. They'll have all their ultimates. There's no Pyroblast for 30 seconds, so you know, they wait and see where this team's gonna be. Once they know maybe somebody's gone bottom lane. Oh, they're showing. They're showing. They don't even care. Come at me, bro, says Team Rainbow Strike Go. There's the throw onto Lily. Lily's gonna get taunted, pulled in, stunned. The big horrify, but it's gonna be Lily going down first in any case. And what looked like it could have been a good place for them to go is turning rapidly against them as living bombs being spread. The gravity lap's gonna go out, throws again onto the Anubrak, and it's gonna be Greymane falling next. But Leoric throwing out that Entomb, not gonna get you anywhere, buddy. And I don't think that this Leoric and Gul'dan are quite in a position that they're gonna be able to stall out this end game push here. Especially if Gul'dan falls to that Kerrigan combo. And that's going to be a 2-0 win coming out here from the side of Piecemeal. Slowly. They'll get to it. And there we go. Zul rules at last, right? Definitely some different prioritization on some of the camps and timing, I think, than, you know, what I would have expected. You know, but ultimately 6 kills to 16. I mean, this game was balanced. So the first game was balanced in overall team fighting. I felt like slightly tipped in favor of Team Rainbow Strike Go, but they didn't have the structure pressure. In game number 2, Rainbow Strike Go had the structure pressure, but ultimately it was very difficult to go into those team fights. So give us just a moment here. We're going to see if we can get an interview. All right, notifying the teams. Well, the team, rather. See if we can get somebody over here from Piecemeal. So 6 kills to 16 in that game. Let's take a look at those talents again. So far, no response from Odd Thought. Hey, and it's Eric 2004 ever. Thanks for the follow earlier. Hey, there we go.
Hey, what's up, Eric?
Welcome, Dark Knight. So thanks for joining me. And is it, just before I get too far in here, is it just you joining?
Yeah, just me.
Okay, great. Hey, so listen, congratulations on your victory there. That was an entertaining series to watch. How are you guys feeling after that?
I mean, definitely feeling good about getting a W, and again, you know, moving forward, and again, it's good.
So game number 1, Bull Sky Foundry, you guys I felt like, generally speaking, the team fights were largely going over in favor of Rainbow Strike Go, other than when you guys were like, hey, look, there's a Rainer here, let's just take this, and then you would combo that into getting structures. And overall, because of that, you guys obviously won the game. I don't even think you lost a fort that game. So when you guys were creating your draft and seeing how they were playing, like, what adjustments did you make throughout that game to make sure that you ultimately were successful?
I think it just comes down to being able to, coordinate in our abilities and chain our stuns, etc. I think part of that has to do with, although Piecemeal's a team from last season, we have quite a few new members, and this is now our third lineup that we've technically played this season. So it's, kind of those early growing pains of, getting to mesh together. But I think it's kind of, as the game goes, I feel we definitely get stronger. So, and being a little, tuning our timing a bit more. But I think definitely just being able to coordinate our abilities together is a big component.
Yeah, and that was very well showcased on game number 1, where, any time that you had a power slide or a celestial charge or a chains from Kel'Thuzad or a root or whatever, like anytime there was a thing there, Stukov's silence was there, and that screwed up Blaze a few times, that screwed up the Rainer, and honestly, I felt like that was even more showcased in game number 2 with the Garrosh throw into the Kael'thas Gravity Lapse, into the Kerrigan combo, into the Brightwing's polymorph, and that you guys executed that very well in both games. So yeah, definitely, certainly some highlight worthy moments there where you guys were like, hey, let's do this, and then it just all clicked. So game number 1, just continuing on there a little bit there, again, you guys got more structure value. Is there something that you guys were looking at or looking for to make sure that every time you got a kill that you got value somewhere else? Is there, somebody who identifies that for your team as a shot caller? Is there,
Yeah, typically we have...
Tell me about that.
Sloth, who's our shot caller. He wasn't playing this match, and so we had Silver being our shot caller, Silverjack. I know there's 2 silvers. There was 2 silvers in this match.
I was going to say, wait, the enemy team was your shot caller? Wow.
Yeah, Silverjack. And so he kind of, stepped in that role and helped us get coordinated and be able to focus on, we get a pick, what can we do next, get value, It's always really hard because, there's always, depending on the dynamic of the match, do we need to pay attention to top lane, pressure, etc. And so I know it's definitely not easy. I think he did definitely do well today, stepping into the role that Sloth typically does for us.
Sure, yeah, and Sloth was in chat rooting for you guys, so they were with you in spirit, as they say.
Yeah.
So I did mention in the draft, let's talk about game 2 a little bit here. I did mention in the draft you guys pick up the Garrosh and the Kael'thas, and I said, you know what, I think they need more to go with this. And I started, listing off a variety of different things like Thrall and other stuff. Obviously, you guys didn't give a crap about what I had to say. So you pick up the Brightwing. Like, what? So there are other heroes that work particularly well in that role, whether it's Anduin, obviously was, banned out by somebody. I don't remember which team banned it out.
It was us.
I know, I was just kidding. But so Anduin's banned out. Deckard can potentially work. Malfurion can work. Brightwing, though, is kind of a niche hero that doesn't get picked up for that role very often, but obviously the polymorph works well. What was it about Brightwing that made it so that you specifically wanted to bring that into this game?
I think having just to do, especially now with soaking, globals are way more important now. So Brightwing brings in ability to soak lanes, off lane if needed. Especially on this map when objectives are getting constantly being turned in and there's lanes that get pushed, having a global helps immensely. And then also I think part of that had to do, they have a gray main. The idea is if the gray main steps in, Polly's a really good counter for him. And then they have a Gul'dan, dodge damage, and Brightwing can definitely help with that. And so and then ultimately, boss control. There wasn't an opportunity to kind of showcase that, but we know that Brightwing has plenty of utility, and he's not, or she's not picked up often, but I think still has a lot of value, especially in the comp that we ran.
Sure. And you mentioned that boss on this map, provides a lot of value in if you combo it with a web weaver, timing, all that stuff is relevant, of course, as well. But it's also kind of a throw pit. So when they went up to that boss, I was a little bit surprised that, for one, that they were doing it, and for two, that you guys kind of didn't really respond. Like, you kind of half-heartedly went up and said, yeah, I'll go check this out. Did you guys know that they were doing that? Is that, like, what was going on at that point? Do you remember?
I believe at that point, it was either we thought they're not showing, they've been paying attention a lot to bottom camp. So either bottom camp, and then I think one of them or two of them showed top. And so that's when we're like, yeah, they're going, and that's when they were like, okay, they're going. And that's, we're kind of in the bottom. Actually, we were doing the bottom camp. And then we were rotating up. So it was just slow. And I guess that's just a good play from them, either predicting or that we were down there, and they have a goal down in gray, so they had plenty of time.
Yeah, and I thought so. I was talking about the first one. Rexar was bot lane. Most of you guys were kind of actually hanging around mid. So that was that first boss. Then what you're talking about, it sounds like, was the end of the game, right? Yeah. And And as soon as they showed, I was like, this is over. There's nothing that they can, like, they just can't do it now. But they kind of halfway committed to it anyways. And obviously, you know how the game turned out because of it. But it felt like to me at that point, it was much more appropriate for them to try to, sneak past, make sure they don't, show where they're at, and then just bait it. And then see, what they can do. They had the Entomb, they had the Cocoon. But ultimately, you guys, were able to sneak up there, and you know what? Great plays, from you on the Garrosh to isolate some of those heroes. The Lily play at the end. I mean, that was the end of the game, right? Once Lily died, they had nothing, and you were able to clean it up.
And I mean, at that point, we just wanted to be a little bit patient. They had a lot of tools to kind of disrupt the engage, so. A lot of times I was just getting Cocoon, and that kind of made it very challenging. And Cocoon, and then the team kind of had to be backed off because of Entomb and such. And then a Gul'dan's Garage is gonna get blown up with a Gray and a Gul'dan pretty easily, so that damage to put out. And so I think it was just being a little more patient. And, I was personally surprised we got that pick. I thought they would have played a little bit safer, but you just have to be ready.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, before we wrap up here, any particular moment from tonight that was, of value to you that you enjoyed, whether it was something you did, your team did, or even that the opposing team did?
I think just overall being able to come out and following, a very tough match against our Clouded Minds yesterday. I was going to say last week, it was yesterday. And just being able to come back and put a solid effort again and get the domination. I know that's always challenging, especially back-to-back games. So shout outs to my team to being able to come together and get a positive outcome.
Sure. Any other shout outs you want to make while you have the opportunity?
Well, first of all, thank you for casting and picking up this game. It's always a pleasure to have you. And so shout out again to our team for come together and put in solid effort. And again, also thanks again for Team Rainbow for the solid match, and everybody in chat and NGS for helping us have fun. It's hot.
Great. Well, you know
not
what?
Not in the basement, right?
Not in the basement, exactly. Right. Oh man. And I gotta say that I didn't see their other match. There's obviously still much left of the season for everybody here. But I felt like overall this was a close match, and this is a team you guys are really going to need to watch out for if you play them again, when you get to the playoffs. Because if they tune it up 10%, I think that they might turn this game around on you guys. So you know, keep your scouting reports open and keep an eye on how this team does.
Yeah, and I think overall Division C, I think in the couple seasons that I've, now this is the third season. I think for the most part, a lot of teams are pretty close. There's always a couple standout teams, but I think a majority of teams tend to be pretty close. And even when there are dominations, there's even like how it is. Just one match really determines the outcome, and even if it's a domination, it could have been a very close match, or even been favorable to the other team.
Yeah, one team fight flips, and all of a sudden you have a 2-0 in the other direction. Yeah. Cool. Well, hey, listen, Dark Knight, thanks so much for joining me. I appreciate you stopping by. Great job tonight on your 2-0 victory, and good luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you. Thanks again. And again, thank you for casting.
Absolutely.
Good night.
You too. All right, everybody, that's going to be the end of the night here for us. And you know what? I'm surprised I don't have the ticker on this page. I'm going to have to update that. There are plenty of games coming up tomorrow night. Let's pull up the calendar just to give you a quick idea of what things look like on Wednesday night here. There are 7 games. Currently, 4 of them are cast. So there are a few still outstanding. Check them out. Check the calendar out. Look at the hype post when it comes out there from Goliath in the hype channel. And as always, Wednesdays I don't really cast because I've got raid night, but I'll be back on Thursday. I got a couple games I'm casting on Thursday, so make sure you hit the follow button. If you're interested in picking up some of those puppy emotes, make sure you hit the subscribe button. But for now, thanks very much for joining us, and have a wonderful night. We'll see you again soon.